I think a lot of times people think that leadership is having all the right answers.
Right.
But sometimes the best leaders are the ones that can restrain themselves and listen well. Yeah. What about you? What's your...
We're just listening.
We are just kind of listening here.
Way to model that.
Hi there, welcome to Oaks Insider, where we are helping people build and drive culture in the local church and their everyday lives. And hi there.
Hey, buddy, and look, we got Pastor Nina here because we're talking about roundtables and all that's happening. I'm so excited. I mean, this just gets me pumped. So give us, the insiders, kind of a scoop on what's going on and kind of what we need to be knowing right now.
That's great. So we're 6 weeks into Beyond Success. We've been talking about the values. We've been transformed, and so now we're talking about multiplication. Yes. That's the whole goal of what we're doing.
Right. Yeah. Our number one responsibility is to make disciples. When we start talking about multiplication, that's what we do here. Yeah.
Right. And so when we talk to our roundtable leaders, it's all about, hey, we're going to go on this journey, and we're going to pull people up with us as we go. And so that's the whole point. As you're doing these roundtables, you've already seen people in your group that have exhibited leadership. And so we have some really great leaders here with us. Pastor Mark, Pastor Scott, you are the greatest small group leaders ever.
I've never had that said before, but well, great.
Pretty great. So I want to talk today about what it looks like to identify people when they're ready to lead. What does that look like for you and your groups that you've led before? What are some of the things you see in people when they're ready?
Well, first of all, I think you got to give people a chance to actually do some leadership to see if they have the leadership. I mean, so I think it's saying, hey, could you lead this part tonight? Or, hey, sometimes what I've done is, if you've got a group that's bigger, so if it's 6 to 8, you don't need to do this. But if you have now, it's grown, and there you've got like 30 people in the group or 25 or something, which happens sometimes, break up into 3 groups and then put 3 leaders. So watch the video and then split them up to do it. See if they led the group well. If they did, they're leading a small group. Yeah. Okay. Other times when it's been in a smaller deal, I'll say, hey, tonight, could you go first on this one? You lead that part. Could you lead this part? And then we'll talk about it afterwards. So it's giving people a chance to actually do it in the group when I'm watching, and yet I'm still covering and give feedback. Yeah.
That's really good. So I think they have good insight, they have leadership. Something I think is really important too is that they can listen well. Because I think a lot of times people think that leadership is having all the right answers. Right. But sometimes the best leaders are the ones that can restrain themselves and listen well. What about you? What's your...
We're just listening.
We are just kind of listening here.
Way to model that. Good, good.
I think the hardest thing for us sometimes is we get nervous that someone's not going to be able to do it at whatever level we think we're at. And so the real big deal is just to go, you got to give people a shot. Yeah. So that's one of the best skills that I've learned over the years from you is you just got to give people a shot to try it on, because if you don't give them a shot, you just never know. And so that's what I'm always looking for is how can I make something that could take one person to get done and split it up into 4 or 5 parts.
You know what's interesting on that is to make it where I think of it at an 80% rule. If somebody can do it 80% of it as good as I think it needs to be done, then they need to do it because they're never going to get to 100% until they're in it. That's it. The second thing is when it's on this roundtable stuff, this is even a little bit different on doing the roundtable because you're watching a video, then you're saying, could you take the first paragraph? Could you read the second paragraph? Could you read the third? And it's incredible how great. It's not boring reading. I mean, it's unbelievable. You're taking notes. So then the question is, so what did you underline or circle? That doesn't, hey, and so could you fill this out about yourself? What did you have? What attitude issues do you want to work on? I mean, right? Yeah. So this is really built in as an incredible beginning setup for people in small group leadership.
Well, the whole plan, even from the very beginning, is about duplication. So even the setup, the curriculum, the whole thing is about not a once and done. It's about how can we keep extending this play over and over and over and over again.
So Nina, we were talking about it like the group that I lead, and I'm in a small group and have a group. One of the things I have is I would totally be cool with any of them going and saying, hey, I can't be at group and lead a group, so go lead it. Great, go do it. But the second thing is some of them are business owners or they're in an organization, corporate, and they can be in my group and then learning what we just did and then do it in their office that next week. And so some of those guys I'm hoping that right now will turn into come to the training and do that. So is that an opportunity we have right now?
Yeah, we have training the first Wednesday of every month throughout the series. So Wednesday nights, we'll train you how to be a roundtable leader. If you haven't already picked up on it by watching your leader, we'll extend that play a little further and train you on site with how to use that tool really well, some of the do's and don'ts, that kind of thing. So first Wednesday of every month, you can come to that. And
7 o'clock?
yeah, 7 o'clock, and you can text 444-999. You've heard this number a bunch during the series. 444-999.
Text the word Oaks.
The word Oaks to that number, and that will help you sign up for whatever time you want to come be trained. We would love to have you do that.
So remember our overall goal for not just the Oaks, but the whole overall community goal that we're a part of. 170,000 people in Ellis County, 17,000 would be the 10%.
That's the threshold.
Right, that we want to hit the tipping point, which means we need about 2,100, small groups. So we're hitting here in the community 450, 500 groups. And so what we want to do as a church, just do our part. Other organizations, other churches, other people are going to be doing it, but we're going first. So if you would be able to start one as a mother's group or a small group in your home, in the community, or in your workplace, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Hey, thanks
Really
for
good.
being here
Yeah.
with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And we're excited about what God is doing. So we're going to continue the conversation in the future. And we'll see you next time on Oaks Insider.
See you then. Thanks so much for joining us today for Oaks Insider. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it. Stop right now and do it on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Play. Subscribe so you can get this easily every single week. And if you're not following us, at Oaks Church TX, that's for Texas, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Again, thanks for joining us.